a seat at the table with some men with confidence.
Okay, so to segue into the next topic, one of the main reasons for marijuana usage is to deal with a person's emotional state or how they're feeling right now. A lot of people take marijuana because they're trying to escape depression. So, simple question, how do you manage depression when you're depressed? What do you do? How do you cope?
Well, as somebody with depression, I haven't tried weed. I know there's a bunch of weed heads out there probably saying, "Yeah, you should try it, bro." No, I don't think so. It's not my jam. I've managed depression in a lot of ways. My main way of managing depression is distracting myself. So I'll play copious amounts of video games. I'll go to the gym. I'll do anything but think about my depression. Like when my mom passed away in 2012, the years following that, when Christmas time came around, it was the roughest time of my life. And I literally had to distract myself. Otherwise, I would think on it and I would obsess over it. And I would just get more and more depressed and down the dumps. And so I found myself hanging out with friends, going to movies, and indulging in video games, just doing whatever was necessary to distract myself from thinking about her and not having her anymore. Going to church, participating in our services and our different programs that we have, whatever it takes to distract myself from the depression, that's what I would do. And I still actually practice that. This isn't something that I can just not do. So that's how I deal with it. I don't turn to drugs unless I got a headache or I'm sick or something, and then I want medication. But as far as depression, I don't take medication for it.
Fair answers. Nothing wrong with that. I'm not gonna say, man, you should just roll that ish like that ish, smoke it just because you're feeling down. No, we won't go that route specifically. For me, how do I deal with depression? My answer is a little vague because I like to think most of the time I'm just not a overly depressed person. But on occasion when I do feel it, I sleep, which is sometimes healthy, sometimes not. I don't oversleep and just like spend 18, 20 hours of sleep consecutively or anything ridiculous like that or any sleep aids, but just sometimes a good nap to kind of clear your head. Rhino mentioned gaming. I mean, that's kind of a common thread here between the three of us. That was our thing for a little bit, so old habits die hard. That's one. I had a lead foot phase at one point in time where I was,
Fast and Furious.
I wasn't necessarily furious. I was a little fast, and so not advocating for that either. Like I said, my answer, I shouldn't have said vague. It's a little muddled because I've tried a couple different things. Let that one go really quickly because that got pricey. 2 tickets. Okay, I'm done. Right now, as I've gotten old, I've got a family now, so that's absolutely a good way to help deal with depression. Just spend time with them. It's hard to be around these kids sometimes and be depressed because they are characters. As best way to put it, they are just characters, man, and I can't help but have your spirits lifted. Fortunately, my wife's a good sounding board. Sometimes if I need to say some stuff, get some stuff off my chest, and she'll hear it, receive it, bounce something back to me to give me a perspective. Other things she just kind of let roll off her back and, okay, you good? Cool. What else? I've never been one to partake in copious amounts of drugs and alcohol, so I can't really say that I've done that a ton. Tried it, but learned pretty quickly, yeah, this ain't really my thing. So, I've one that was really good, and I tend to lean back to on occasion, is writing. And I'm not writing poems, I'm not writing like songs or anything, just literally writing, whatever is in my head, writing it down, and then, okay, this is complete garbage. Toss it. Because I needed to get it out somehow. Once it was on paper, it's like, okay, this was completely foolish. No one needs to see this or ever have it rear its ugly head again. Toss it, shred it, burn it, whatever. It's gone. How did I not miss this big glaring example here? This platform. Not necessarily the stuff that we do when we have the hot now sign going, but before and after these sessions, man, this has been like some of the best therapy. So I think, yeah, I've kind of gone through my laundry list of ways of dealing with it, but that's me.
Okay, so managing depression. For me, I believe that for me, managing depression is more preventive than actually doing things once I get depressed. For me, it's more about knowing how you can get depressed, knowing triggers that you have, and it's like a sliding board, right? Like the bottom of the sliding board is depression. If you feel yourself sliding, then you need to stop yourself from sliding. And you need to do things to prevent yourself from getting your behind on that sliding board in the first place. Now, some of the things that I do, music is always an escape. That always cheers me up, brings me back. Like Terrence mentioned, conversations between us. Being around people, not just everybody, not just everybody. People, the population, but your people, people that are close to you, people who you can stand for an extended period of time. Everybody ain't on that list, but right. People you can stand for an extended period of time, and they'll raise your spirits. Doing something that you enjoy, not doing something that we enjoy or that the group enjoys. Do something that you, the individual, enjoy. Take time for yourself. Enjoy your own company at times. One for me, be creative. Create something. Make something. Do something. Learn something that you didn't know before. Even if it's as simple as a new word, or even if it's like watching home improvement videos. Like, I don't have none of them tools, but if I ever had to lay drywall, I would know how to do it. If I had some drywall screws and a drywall gun, I would be good, But, and also, a lot of his mindset, like, don't compare yourself to others. Don't try to live that social media lifestyle, baller, everything, I'm going on big trips and spending mad dollars and throwing Benjamins in the sky. Like, nah, catch the Benjamins out the sky, put them in your pocket. No, there's no time for that. What is this money doing in the air? Put it in your pocket. But to me, a lot of it is preventative. To know what your triggers are, what can make you down, what can take away your confidence and things like that, and try your best to not just avoid them, but to battle it, like fight it, like
Get ahead of it.
get ahead of it. But that's just me. So, on this thought, like, what are some things that y'all do to, like, possibly get ahead of your depression?
For me, to try and get ahead of it, lately I've found myself, because I've been doing a little bit more with these like meditations and really trying to be cognizant of what I'm thinking and why I'm thinking it. If I start feeling a certain way, well, hold up, wait a minute, where'd that come from? Why am I thinking about this? And then trying to take a moment right there in that beat and catch it and like redirect, figure out why my thoughts shifted to that pattern and start thinking in a different direction. Being preventative also sometimes includes the things that you were talking about, doing something that I'm into, doing something that I enjoy, whether it's, watching, good old wrestling show, or taking a little time to catch up on a game, like see who's playing tonight, not fantasy, but preseason games are going on, so keeping up with sports is a good one. I can admit there was a point in time that I even, as a way to get ahead of stuff, I would go for a walk. I won't say I went jogging, but just go for a walk and just kind of do a loop around the neighborhood and turn a block, as me and my homie used to say, and come back and get your mind right. It was good. I don't know why I put that one down. Actually, that was actually a good idea. Need to put that in the corkboard somewhere and bring that one back to myself. Anyway, just getting ahead of things, getting ahead of that depression cycle was certainly key and certainly a smart thing to do, but I wish I had more information, or not information, but more methods I use to get ahead of it. But again, I just try and keep a good positive outlook. That's where I was going with most of that.
My depression it's kind of weird. I don't get depressed because I lost $10, so I'm depressed. My depression is more of a mental illness that comes and goes at will. So I can't really prepare for it per se or get ahead of it. Actually, I can get ahead of it by reminding myself that I ask myself, how am I feeling right now? I'm not depressed, am I not depressed? And it's literally like that. Or sometimes I'll be on social media and one of my friends will be like, how are you guys today? No, really, how are you doing? Are you okay? Are you all right? And it'll cause me to stop and think, because it can sneak up on me. So sometimes things can happen that'll trigger it, but I'm now at a place where I pretty much know when I'm there, and I know how to get myself out of it. So I guess that's the best thing that I can do in terms of getting ahead of it. And just knowing where I am and being aware of what's going on inside of me and inside of my mind. I really do need to find a good therapist. I have so much that I need to unpack and set in order and say, see? And just to have them say, okay, Mr. Grant, this is what you do. But and I'm trying not to go into all that right now. But my point is, I deal with it by being aware that at any time I can slip into it, and I got to be able to pull myself back out of it, so that I'm not in it for 6 months. I'm not in it for 2 years. I'm not in it for for too long a period of time.
Awareness is key. I mean, that's a big thing, I think. So
It really
kudos for
is.
being-
It's a weird situation I have going on, because it's like having mental health issues, but I'm hyper aware that I have this issue, and I kind of feel like that guy from Men in Black 3. I can see all of these different perspectives all at the same time. But I just gotta really just take it one day at a time, and make sure that when I'm starting to slip into it, pull myself back out before I get into deep. So that's the best that I can do.